I decided to make a picture video out of all my 2010 photos. December was nice. The sunrises were beautiful. In January, I got to shoot the Rose Parade in Pasadena. There were so many great floats, including the beautiful Cal Poly float. More beautiful backyard sunrises. I got to go to a birthday party at a bowling alley, which is always fun. More sunrises. Went to a slam dance gathering with Dan. Super last minute, I decided to head out to Park City for Sundance and Slam Dance. I made it just in time for the Filmmakers Summit. I checked out New Frontier. I met up with Lauren, met up with Matt. I saw a doc called Teenage Paparazzo. Went to the Slam Dance Sled Off, which is always super tons of fun. Went to the NBC party. Went to the Slam Dance Hot Tub Summit. Hung out with tons and tons of people at the IndieFlix party. Dinner at Main Street Pizza. Saw a film called The Runaways. Saw Lucy Walker's doc Wasteland. Group dinner. Saw a doc called Lucky. Met up with Marsha and Flicker Rick for some jump shots around Park City. Went to the USC party. Saw an awesome 3D movie called Cane Toads. Saw Katie's film The Freebie. Saw a Slam Dance film. Saw Lucy Walker's doc Countdown to Zero. And then headed west out of Park City with Lauren to the Bonneville Salt Flats to do some jump shots. And out to Reno for an art exhibit that she was part of. Then I headed to Tahoe for a day of skiing with Nathan at Heavenly. Then down to Sacramento for an awesome photo walk. Then had dinner with my friend Asia. Then headed back down to Los Angeles for a meetup with the LA Burning Man group. Then out to Santa Monica for a great photo walk along the beach with a few Flickr friends. Then I headed out on my epic jumping book tour. I stopped by Phoenix to do some jump shots with Clintus. Hung out with some friends in Austin for a great adventure out to Hamilton Pool. Then out to South by Southwest, where I saw Jeff's doc 110408, then Michelle Gondry's doc, then a doc called Dirty Pictures. Then met up with Jack, then went to Todd's seminar, saw Marion, saw Andy, then saw a great soccer documentary called Pilata. Then saw Gary Vee's keynote speech, then to the Capitol for some awesome jump shots with Brian Shaler. Hung out at the Indiegogo party, saw Scoble, saw a great documentary called Hood to Coast, then some jump shots with Paul, then saw the Broken Social Scene doc, then saw Jack Short, then saw my friend Todd perform, then hung out with the Trespassers William guys, then saw Jenny perform, then I met up with Vic. Then I got to hang out with Sarah and Alicia and Christine and all the kids and everyone at the Hillshade RV Park. Then I went to Houston to hang out with family and my grandma. We went to a huge show at Reliance Stadium. Then I toured a science museum with my grandma. Did some jump shots with April. Then out to Arkansas and out to Nashville, where I got to meet up with Ashley and Sarah and Anya and all my Nashville friends. Then through Kentucky, and then my car broke down, so I had to spend the night at Pep Boys. Got the car fixed and finally made it to Indiana, hung out with Madison and her family, and then I got to meet up with my great uncle, then met up with Jeff Cook, then to the Cleveland Film Festival where we had our US premiere of our short film, U-Uni, then out to Niagara Falls for some jump shots with Eric, then some jump shots with Sophia and Bella, jump shots with Gail, met up with Eyes and his family, then out to New York, jump shots with Delaney, then picked Roger up at the airport. Then I did some super fun jump shots with Hannah and Nathan. Then I visited some family in Connecticut, then down to New York City for the Philippe Halsman Jump Exhibit gallery opening, which was super awesome. Then met up with Caitlin for a smoothie, then toured ABC 7 with Eric, then out to Central Park where I met up with Catherine and Clay and Taryn, and then down to Times Square where I hung out with Viola and her family. Then out to DIY Days where I met up with Lance and Scotty and did some jump shots with Hannah, and I saw Zeke and Anita, and then back to Times Square for some more adventures with Viola. And then I left New York City and headed west through West Virginia, New Jersey, Indiana, and I finally made it to Illinois to do some early morning jump shots with Ben and his awesome family. Then up to Chicago where I met up with Tiff and Wendy for a photo walk around the Bean and some jump shots. Then I met up with Aaron and Rowan and Ashley. Then met up with Leslie for some jump shots and Ross, and then drove forever, finally making it to Minneapolis to meet up with Michelle and Jeremiah for some jump shots. So great seeing you guys. Then I headed down to South Dakota to meet up with Angela and the whole Electric Pulp team. Then down through Kansas and Missouri to meet up with the Mammoth Media team. Then out to Denver for family and some jump shots with Sasha. Did some jump shots at Ghost Rock. Then met up with Flicker Rick for some jump shots. Then down through Vegas and finally made it back to Los Angeles just in time to shoot photos at Mike Lynch's wedding. It was a beautiful wedding. Congratulations and great to see everyone. Then met up with Andrew. Then did a prep and location scout for our film Core. Then we did the crazy Core shoot. It was a great time shooting with McGregor and Nathan and Kevin and Luis and Matthew and Steven and Rory and everyone who helped out. Thank you. Then I saw a Cinefist screening. Then we had a second day of shooting for Core. We had an awesome downtown Los Angeles location for the shoot. It was a total blast working with everyone. Huge thanks to Tim and Mia and Tiff and Kimmy and Jack and everyone for making it such an awesome shoot. Then down to the Red headquarters and out to Lightning in a Bottle, where I saw my friends Halcyon and DJ Wolfie and Lynx and Janover and the Glitch Mob. I only shot a few photos because I was shooting Red the whole time. Then back to Los Angeles and I jumped on a plane and after several flights made it to Toronto for an awesome film project that Eyes and Judd were doing. It was fun to shoot out in the forest, a great crew and a great project. Then I got to say hi to the Mugglesam kids just before I headed back to the airport and several more flights back to Los Angeles, where my brother graduated with honors from Cal Poly. Congratulations. Afterwards, we had a pool party to celebrate. Then we did a pickup shot for Core. Then out to the World Science Day event where I got to meet up with the Roden family and Greg Volk and everyone who was there. Then out to a great 4th of July gathering out on the beach with Aaron Platt and his friends. Then I got a call from Marco to join the Roden team out in New Mexico. So with Freed and Tyler and Marco and the kids, we did a huge road trip out to New Mexico. We finally made it out to Albuquerque for the annual Tesla Tech event. There were some really great presentations by people like John Searle, Paul Pantone, Greg Volk, Jeff Cook, Clayton Nolte, Randy Powell, Jack Schultz, Jamie Buttriff, and Marco Rodin. I also got to meet up with Bob Boyce and other people. Fire spinning with Gregor. Then I jumped in a Greyhound and headed back to Los Angeles to do some jump shots with Casey McKinnon. Then I got to hang out with the Bear Up kids, which is always fun. Then I headed back to the airport and out to Toronto for a quick trip. Once I got back to LA, we headed out to Reno and then out to Black Rock City for the 2010 Burning Man. We got there just in time for a crazy beautiful rainbow and some great fireworks. This year I got to work on a great documentary project my friend Thomas was doing. We got to go up in an airplane to shoot some aerials. Jump shots with Shimmer and the Technomadia team. Met up with Lucas. Jump shots with Tim Ferriss and Halcyon. A night shoot at the Thunderdome. Met up with Yams. Jump shots with Jess. Saw Katie and Will. This year was truly beautiful, both color-wise, people-wise, and energy-wise. See everyone in 2011. Then I headed back to the airport and back out to Toronto for some pickup shots for the film, and then out to the Toronto Farmers Market. And then I got to go to the Toronto International Film Fest where I saw an indie film called Carla and Jonas. And then I got to hang out with some Toronto friends and we got to can tomatoes. We did some jump shots and we saw the shoe tree. And then I met up with my friend Paul for some jump shots. And then I headed back to the airport and eventually back to LAX. Saw a great documentary called Picture Me. Then back to the airport and out to Detroit, Michigan for an awesome shoot with McGregor, Nick, Rory, Eyes, and Judd. We got to work with some great actors. It's always a blast shooting in Detroit, such a great city for all sorts of projects. And back to the airport and back to Los Angeles, where I sadly found them chemtrailing our skies again. Then I played some soccer with some old school friends. And we went out to Hoover Dam, where we got to see the new bridge that just opened. Then to Vegas, where my entire family and I got to jump off the stratosphere. Then we did some awesome hiking out at the super beautiful Red Rock Canyon. Then back to LA. Hope everyone had a great 2010.